Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Imagine this at your front door. A rabid raccoon on the loose. A family calls several agencies to get it removed, and they say no one would do a thing about it.
But we're going to begin tonight with 3 teens saying an encounter with police led them injured and terrified.
The way they treated me, and all I was trying to do was go home.
That family claims their 3 children were assaulted by East Point police while they were trying to get into an Uber to get home from school. Glad you're with us tonight at 11. I'm Devin Skillian.
And I'm Kimberly Gill. They also claim they were stonewalled by the department when they tried to file a complaint. Jacqueline Francis is live tonight. Jacqueline, that complaint just got filed.
Yeah, Kimberly and Devin, let me first show you where we're at. That's East Point High School, which is right next to this shopping plaza at 9 Mile and Gratiot. Yesterday, school got out, students came into the parking lot, and a fight broke out, prompting police to get involved. As police were handling the situation, 3 siblings were trying to get in their Uber to go home from school, and things took a turn.
You can't tell us to go that way because we paid for the Uber and we're getting in it to go home. So they eventually stopped us. They grabbed my sister.
That's 16-year-old Daniel Willingham describing an incident with East Point police Thursday. Daniel and his 2 younger sisters say police were doing crowd control after breaking up a fight that they had no part in. When they kept walking to their Uber despite the officer's instructions, they say things got physical.
Really, I felt like hurt, and I felt hurt physically and emotionally because of what they did. And it wasn't just 1 policeman, it was 2. And I am only 15 and I'm this small, so I don't see why they have to have 2 policemen on me.
Skyla was the only one of the 3 detained. Taken back to the station, she was given a $385 ticket for public nuisance. Their parents were on the phone with their kids when it happened.
Be on the other side of the line, hearing my children scream and tell the officers to let them go, and I'm not right there physically. I was just, anxiety was just going through me. I just dropped everything I did to run to where my children were.
All 3 kids say they were physically handled by police, the youngest of which is just 13.
They told me to sit down, but a different cop came and told me to stand up, so I didn't know what to do.
The family accusing officers of excessive force.
They're great kids, great students, honor roll students, so to know that they're never in a trouble, never in fights, it was just all so sudden, I couldn't believe it.
All 3 kids were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Today, the family was able to go to the police department and they did file a formal complaint. They're also considering a lawsuit at this time. We did reach out to East Point Police asking them what happened for their comment and if we could see the officer body-worn cameras from the incident yesterday. All they could tell us at this time is that they received the complaint from the family and that it has been forwarded on to be investigated. Reporting live in East Point, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Yeah, we would expect that video would tell us a lot. All right, Jacqueline. Our other top story tonight at 11. Neighbors in Troy called the police, animal control, and the DNR, all trying to get a rabid raccoon removed from their neighborhood.
When they couldn't get help, they ended up corralling the poor thing by themselves. Mara McDonald is live in Troy tonight. Mara, there's another layer to all of this.
Kimberly, there is. Take a walk with me. Number 1, take a look behind me. That's an elementary school. Now, we've walked 3 steps. That's the subdivision where this raccoon was, really right around the corner. Children walk that path to school every day. If you were confronted with this morning, you likely would be worried too. Neighbors in Troy called police and were told to call animal control or the DNR. DNR says, not our problem. Oakland County said, nope, not our problem. Multiple neighbors pushed back on that claim and were then bounced around to various numbers and voicemail.
It's frustrating because no one could seem to tell us what to do.
In fact, neighbors were told by someone at Animal Control to just let the raccoon go on its way. That wasn't going to happen. They were worried about the kids, so they trapped it themselves.
When we informed one of the agencies that we had, in fact, contained the animal, then we were told that that is against the law in Troy to trap wild animals.
I called the Oakland County Executive's office this evening to find out what is going on. To their credit, they jumped on this immediately. Now, typically, the county's animal control does not respond to raccoons. However, if there is a danger to people, especially children, they will and should. How this ball got dropped is something which will be unraveled this weekend.
It's frustrating. It makes me feel a lot better that there was an admission that there is something they could do and should have done. So I feel better about that. But it is unfortunate that's, 10 hours later before we actually got a response.
Back here live after neighbors got the poor thing corralled with a rake and someone's dog's cage. They called an independent critter control company that could fit them in today. When that guy came out, saw the animal, he said there's no question in his mind that it was rabid. We're live in Troy tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4. How frustrating and scary for anybody who lives in that area. Mara, we appreciate your story tonight.
So hard to watch. That animal is clearly in agony.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, terrible. Police in Grosse Pointe Park are investigating tonight after an 83-year-old woman was attacked inside a home.
This attack happened on Berkshire Road just off Jefferson. Police say the woman has major injuries, including severe head trauma. Officers later arrested a female suspect and recovered a number of stolen items from the home. 2 Detroit police officers and another woman are charged in connection with a home invasion in Macomb County.
Prosecutors say officers Brianna Cabano and Dana Sears, along with Colleen Compton, forced their way into another officer's Roseville home and destroyed and stole his property. The relationship between the people involved, not clear yet. The home invasion happened in April. The 2 Detroit officers are suspended, though, with pay right now. An all-out effort through the weekend to get a Detroit school disinfected before the students come back on Monday.
Marcus Garvey Academy closed after a kindergartner died from an illness and several others were sickened. The illness is identified as Haemophilus influenza. It's a bacterial infection that can cause a range of illnesses. The health department says those with close contacts or symptoms should get preventive medicine. Families are being sent letters with instructions. The school will reopen Monday.
All right, now to new information we're learning. Charges in the death of a man in Canton, and prosecutors say it was a friendship that turned deadly. 50-year-old Jeffrey Locke is charged in the death of 69-year-old Glenn McLean. Police say Locke befriended the older man, stay at his home, helping repair McLean's cars. But on Tuesday, reported McLean and one of his cars missing. Police say Locke was driving that missing car. McLean's body was found in the trunk. A driver is killed in a horrifying wrong-way crash on I-696. Police say the at-fault driver was drunk behind the wheel.
62-year-old man from Harper Woods was killed when a Jeep Liberty plowed into oncoming traffic driving east in the westbound lanes. State police tried to alert the driver, but he never stopped. The driver of the Jeep and a passenger have minor injuries. State police suspect both were drunk at the time.
That wasn't the only wrong-way accident. State police dash cam from the Bay City Post shows a driver going the wrong way on I-75. Troopers had to use a pit maneuver to get the driver to stop in a rest area. Police say the passenger in the car had been kidnapped and called 911 for help. No injuries ended up being reported.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, the man who helped lead the response to the COVID-19 pandemic, served as commencement speaker today at Michigan State University. In his speech, the doctor addressed the sentiment against him and the scientific community as a whole.
The rise of an anti-science sentiment is part of a pervasive and larger, even more troublesome problem in our society. What I refer to as the normalization and the acceptance of untruths.
Dr. Fauci was awarded an honorary doctorate shortly before giving that speech.
All right, now we turn to the weather. You can't beat this slide. Look at this beautiful shot of the Detroit skyline from our Windsor Skycam. It's a crystal clear night after what turned out to be a really nice day, but there are some concerns about rain for part of the weekend.
Yeah, let's get over to Kim Adams and a first look at the forewarned forecast. Kim.
Well, earlier this afternoon, the Storm Protection Center did put us in a marginal risk for severe weather on Sunday. Not tomorrow, but Sunday. So anywhere you picture here in green is at a marginal risk. The risk level goes from marginal all the way up to high. So this is the lowest risk level, which means that we're not expecting widespread severe weather by any means. And it does not include Macomb County and the northern parts of Oakland County. But it is something that we will certainly be keeping an eye on for you over the next 24 to 48 hours. So on Sunday morning, mostly Sunday morning, we could expect some high winds in some of these storms, also the possibility of hail, but we are not concerned about flooding or tornadoes. The main threat really is going to be winds getting to severe thresholds, which would be over 60 miles per hour. A little hail can't be ruled out, but that does not mean the weekend's going to be a wash. In fact, plenty of dry hours. I'll time it out for you coming up in the forecast.